Transforming humble Hawaiian rolls into crunchy golden croutons is simpler and quicker than you might imagine. Imagine biting into a salad, expecting the usual dry and dense crouton, but instead getting a burst of buttery, sweet, and crispy perfection. Hawaiian rolls, with their signature pillowy texture and subtle sweetness, make the ultimate base for homemade croutons that are miles ahead of anything store-bought. In just a few minutes, you can take these soft rolls and turn them into irresistible bites that elevate salads, soups, and even snacks to a whole new level. Let's start by understanding why Hawaiian rolls make such exceptional croutons. Their unique blend of milk, butter, and a hint of pineapple gives them a flavor profile that's both rich and slightly sweet. When toasted, this sweetness caramelizes, creating a delightful complexity that pairs well with a wide variety of dishes. Their soft, fluffy interior absorbs flavors beautifully, while their tender crust crisps up to perfection in the oven or on the stovetop. To begin, gather your ingredients. You'll need a package of Hawaiian sweet rolls. King's Hawaiian is the classic brand, but any variety will work. For this quick method, you'll want to use rolls that are a day or two old, but fresh rolls can also be used if that's what you have on hand. The other essentials are olive oil or melted butter, and a selection of seasonings: garlic powder, onion powder, dried herbs like thyme, rosemary or Italian seasoning, flaky sea salt, freshly ground black pepper, and perhaps a sprinkle of grated Parmesan cheese for extra depth. Start by preheating your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit, or if you're in a rush, set a large skillet over medium-high heat for the stovetop method. While the oven heats or the pan warms, slice your Hawaiian rolls into cubes. About 1-inch pieces work best. The size is important. Too small and they'll burn quickly. Too large and they might not crisp all the way through. Don't worry about being too precise. A bit of rustic variation is part of their charm. Next, transfer the cubes to a large mixing bowl. Drizzle them generously with olive oil or melted butter. The fat is crucial. Not only does it help the croutons brown and crisp, but it also carries the flavors of your seasonings. Sprinkle your chosen spices over the cubes, tossing gently but thoroughly to ensure every piece is evenly coated. If you like a little heat, a dash of cayenne or smoked paprika adds a subtle kick. If you're using the oven, spread the coated cubes in a single layer on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper for easy cleanup. Make sure they're not too crowded. Air needs to circulate to get them crisp on all sides. Slide the tray into the oven and bake for 8 to 12 minutes, tossing halfway through, until the croutons are golden brown and crunchy. Keep an eye on them. Hawaiian rolls caramelize quickly due to their sugar content, so they can go from perfectly crisp to overly dark in a matter of minutes. For the stovetop method, heat a couple of tablespoons of olive oil or butter in a large skillet. Once hot, add the seasoned bread cubes in a single layer. Cook, turning occasionally, for about 5 to 8 minutes until all sides are crisp and golden. This method is quicker and allows for a more hands-on approach, making it easy to control the level of browning and ensure even cooking. Once your croutons are done, transfer them to a plate to cool slightly. As they cool, they'll crisp up even more, achieving that irresistible crunch. Taste one, just to check for quality, of course. The contrast of the caramelized exterior and the tender, flavorful interior will make it hard to resist eating them straight from the tray. Now, let's talk about ways to use your freshly made Hawaiian roll croutons. Their subtle sweetness makes them a perfect pairing with tangy vinaigrettes, creamy Caesar, or even a simple olive oil and lemon dressing. Toss them into a classic Caesar salad, where their buttery crunch complements the sharpness of Parmesan and the bite of anchovy. Scatter them over a fresh tomato and mozzarella salad for an added dimension of texture and flavor. Or, for a heartier meal, use them to top a warm bowl of roasted tomato soup or creamy chowder. The croutons soak up just enough broth to soften around the edges, while retaining their satisfying crunch in the center. Croutons aren't just for salads and soups, though. Try sprinkling them over a baked macaroni and cheese for a sweet, savory twist on the traditional breadcrumb topping. Or, crush them lightly and use as a coating for chicken tenders or fish fillets, adding a layer of flavor and crunch that's sure to impress. Storage is simple. Allow any leftover croutons to cool completely. Then transfer them to an airtight container. They'll stay crisp for up to a week, if they last that long. To revive any that lose their crunch, simply pop them back in a hot oven for a few minutes. If you're feeling adventurous, consider experimenting with different seasonings. Swap out Italian herbs for curry powder and turmeric for a hint of the exotic. Toss with chili powder and lime zest for a zesty southwestern flair. Or, for a sweeter take, try a dusting of cinnamon and sugar before toasting. And serve the croutons on top of a fruit salad or Greek yogurt for a playful breakfast or dessert. Another way to customize your croutons is by adding mix-ins before baking. Grated hard cheeses like Parmesan or Pecorino Romano will melt and crisp in the oven, forming lacy golden edges on the croutons. Finely chopped fresh herbs such as parsley, chives, or dill add a burst of color and freshness. Even a touch of lemon zest can bring a bright, citrusy note that cuts through richer dishes. The beauty of making croutons out of Hawaiian rolls is that it's a perfect way to use up leftovers. If you find yourself with a few extra rolls after a family gathering or holiday dinner, don't let them go to waste. In just a few minutes, you can transform them into a kitchen staple that adds flavor, texture, and a touch of homemade magic to any meal. For those who enjoy meal prepping, this method is a game changer. Batch cook a tray of croutons at the beginning of the week, and you'll have a quick and easy way to add excitement to salads, soups, and snacks all week long. Their kid-friendly sweetness means even picky eaters will look forward to salad night, and they make a great crunchy addition to lunchboxes. Don't overlook the potential of these croutons as a standalone snack either. Serve them in a bowl alongside a creamy dip. Think whipped feta, hummus, or spinach artichoke for a party appetizer that will disappear in minutes. Or package them in small bags for an on-the-go treat that's far more interesting than ordinary crackers or chips. If you're looking for ways to impress guests at your next dinner party, consider making a big batch of flavored Hawaiian roll croutons in advance. Set out a salad bar with a variety of toppings and let your guests discover the delicious surprise of sweet, crispy croutons that take an ordinary salad to new heights. In the end, the secret to truly memorable croutons lies in the quality of your base and the flavors you choose to add. Hawaiian rolls, with their rich, pillowy texture and nuanced sweetness, provide the perfect canvas for creativity. Whether you keep it classic with olive oil and sea salt, or venture into more adventurous territory with bold spices and cheeses, the result is always the same: perfectly crunchy, irresistibly flavorful croutons that are ready in minutes. So next time you find yourself with leftover Hawaiian rolls or simply craving something a little extra special, remember how easy it is to whip up a batch of these extraordinary croutons. With just a few ingredients and a handful of minutes, you can transform the ordinary into the extraordinary, one crunchy, golden bite at a time.